Good morning. This is KELOLAND On The Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. One person was hurt in a weekend apartment fire on the east side of Sioux Falls. It happened Saturday afternoon in the 600 block of North Cleveland Avenue. The fire was burning in the basement when firefighters arrived. They also found the victim inside the building. The person was treated at the scene and released. Firefighters put out the fire within minutes and were able to limit the damage. The cause is under investigation. People in Sioux Falls showed their support for young cancer patients by getting their heads shaved at Saturday's 605 Pop Culture Con. The St. Baldrick's Foundation hosted this head shaving event to raise money to conquer childhood cancer. Many of the participants volunteered because they have been personally touched by cancer.
We were called when our son Ian was going through cancer, and they said, would you be okay if your son Ian was an honored child for our head shaving event? And we're like, we're not quite sure what it all entails, but definitely.
The nonprofit Voices Against Cancer is hosting the Pop Culture Con, which runs today from 11 to 5 at the Sioux Falls Convention Center. A weekend gathering in northwest Iowa is getting back to the roots of agriculture. The annual Threshing Bee is taking place in Granite, Iowa, where people can see firsthand how farming was done decades ago. The event includes threshing machines and sawmill demonstrations. There were also rides available for anyone wanting to learn how to drive a vintage tractor.
People drive around the countryside, they see all these newer equipment out there, big combines and stuff, and they don't realize back in the day it was all handwork. You didn't sit inside of an air-conditioned cab or push buttons. You was on a pitchfork or a steel wheel tractor, you know.
The Granite Threshing Bee wraps up today with events taking place until 3 p.m. Let's get our first look at the forecast with meteorologist Brian Karstens in the Storm Center. Good morning, Brian.
All right, our forecast today, well, for that threshing bee, it looks like there is a chance of a couple thunderstorms around. It's the scattered variety, though, so I don't necessarily see us being wet all day today. But we're going to kind of carry that 30% chance of rain. We've already had a few hits of rain around Mobridge, Aberdeen, and some of that activity is going to drift southward today. We'll be in the middle to upper 80s in western South Dakota. That's a quick look at the weather, and we will take a closer look at the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. We're just a couple of months away from Project 437, the run across South Dakota from border to raise money and awareness about suicide prevention. A dozen runners will be going the distance for this year's event. You'll meet one of the volunteers with Project 437 in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND. She'll share how she's been personally impacted by the suicide of a loved one tonight at 10. Well, satisfy your sweet tooth by celebrating National Ice Cream Day. Enjoy buy one, get one free scoops of ice cream at the Parlor in the Washington Pavilion from noon to 5. There will also be ice cream themed art and science activities at the pavilion. The cost is a museum admission. Stensland Family Farms in Sioux Falls is offering $2 single dips from 1 to 8 p.m. East Nidaros Lutheran Church near Baltic is hosting an ice cream social from 5 to 7 p.m. Your free will donation will help fund the church's roof shingling project. Those Guys Obeyed is hosting a poker run to benefit the Children's Home Society. Sign up goes from 11 to 1 at Cheap Shots in Tea. It costs $10 to ride. Participants will get a free lunch courtesy of South Dakota Pork Producers and Marlin's Family Restaurant. The summer concert series at Goodhurst State Park features Jeff Gunderson. The music starts at 4 p.m. A park entrance license is required. And the Sioux Falls Municipal Band performs a free concert titled Dealer's Choice. The concert takes place at the Terrace Park Band Show at 8 p.m. Brian?
All right, lots to do out there in the weather forecast. Well, overall here, we're looking at temperatures likely topping out into the 80s today. Let's take a look at your forecast in Sioux Falls. Looking at right around 80, but don't forget in the short term to start the day, we've had some fog, and the dense fog advisory will run its course here through mid-morning, and then a lot of that will disappear here, of course, as we go through the afternoon. A couple looks here at this rain chance, and these kind of things, the talking points, basically are driven by these scattered hits of rain. They're going to come in as this weak area of upper level low pressure basically is sitting over top of us. And so the environment can kind of start to sprout these scattered hits of rain. These are just some examples of what that can look like. Sioux Falls easily could get tossed into a couple of those as well. So keep an eye on the weather to your north. I would say that's your best bet as we watch whatever does flare up on radar today. A lot of that will tend to subside then for tonight. And then tomorrow we get to do this all over again. Another 30% chance of rain. It looks like similar temperatures. Sioux Falls won't be too far from 80 on Monday. Here's another replay of how this kind of looks here by this afternoon. And it's not just Sioux Falls or Aberdeen. It could be even Rapid City. A couple of thunderstorms are possible that direction. Now, once we get through the next 24 to 36 hours, the rain probability will likely go away. We're not going to see much by midweek. Instead, we're going to build in high pressure and hotter weather. This has been kind of lurking to our northwest for a while, but it does appear the odds and the probability of that breaking off a little bit and warming our temperatures through the end of the week are looking better and better. In fact, Rapid City could be back to the century mark. Even Pierre could be close to 100 by the end of the 7-day forecast. Sioux Falls, we've positioned day 6 and day 7 close to 90. So I'm comfortable with saying that's going to be above normal, and get ready for that. So I'm sure the pools and lakes will be busy with that type of a forecast. We'll see how long that lasts, but I think it's kind of our going trend here at the end of the week. 82 today in Mitchell, 79 in Brookings. You'll notice the lightning and the icons there showing those scattered hits of rain across the region. The overnight forecast looks a little drier though, lows in the low 60s. Tomorrow, let's bring back a 30% chance of scattered rain, and even the chances there for Rapid City in the west, but that's about it. By Tuesday, Wednesday, looks like it'll mainly be dry, nothing organized, and low 80s are likely. Mid 80s, maybe close to 90 there by Friday. Aberdeen, probably warmer than Sioux Falls, low 90s by Thursday. Mid 90s on Friday and Saturday. We might see some thunderstorm activity toward day 7, but that's still a long ways away here. The heat is definitely taking the story, isn't it, for Pierre in central South Dakota. Mid 90s, close to 100 by the end of the work week. Rapid City will probably warm up a little faster on the pacing here, and we're close to 100 on Thursday and Friday. So keep an eye on the heat. Keep an eye on the fire danger that'll go up as well. Check out more details with the complete forecast online at KELOLAND.com.